Welcome to another edition of Sports for Dummies with Curtis J. Phillips. I'm Curtis J. Phillips, and we're here today with Keegan Kuhr, head coach of the Keyano College Huskies men's volleyball team. Welcome, Keegan.
Thanks.
Volleyball is the third most popular team sport participation-wise in the world next to soccer and basketball. Why do you think it's popular, and how hard is it to learn the sport? Easy question to ask, hard one to answer.
I think volleyball is picking up in Canada. I still don't think we're at the level that we want it to be at, but it's definitely picking up. If you, especially in Alberta, if you go to a lot of the club tournaments hosted in Edmonton, Calgary, you'd be amazed to see how many club players out there playing. But it's huge in Europe. The Brazils, Argentinas, in Poland, and Poland is a big powerhouse for the sport as well. So it's picking up, and even just it's getting more exposure. They're trying to stream more games, and I think it's really opening people's eyes. And Canada's men's team also had a pretty good showing at World League this summer, so that also adds a little extra for the sport as well.
Now, you don't need a lot of equipment to play the sport. You basically need a net and a ball. What are some of the rules of volleyball? How many players and how do you score points?
So it's rally points. So basically, whenever the ball falls on either side, that scores. There's 6 players per side. You have 3 contacts before you have to get the ball over the net. In college, it's best of 5 to 25, and the 5th is to 15. And in junior highs and lower levels, usually it's just best of 3. First 2 games to 25, second game to 15.
Now you're looking at a sport that's over 100 years old, invented, I believe, at the same YMCA that basketball was invented by Dr. Naismith. Who invented volleyball? Do you remember who invented volleyball?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you the answer at the end of the show on that one. Now, what makes a good volleyball player? Did you have to have the vertical, horizontally? What makes a good volleyball player?
Height definitely helps out in this sport, but obviously being coordinated, vertical. And volleyball is similar to basketball, where just because you're short doesn't mean you can't be out there. One of our shortest players is a libero, and that's a defensive position out there, and he's arguably one of our best players. So, it just depends. But most of the time, you're looking for tall players. So.
And you said you had to be coordinated. And so we're going to see if I'm coordinated as we head to the court to learn more about volleyball with Keegan Kuhr, head coach of the Keyano College Huskies, here on Sports for Dummies. Wow, Keegan, that was impressive. Well, once again, with Sports for Dummies, Curtis J. Phillips with Keegan Kuhr, head coach at Keyano College Huskies. We're here at the Canadian National Resources Limited Gymnasium at the St. Cruz Sport and Wellness Center. And we just had a coach setting for a player for the Bangle. Maybe Keegan introduced the coaches and the player.
We got Nick Davies, the women's head coach, and Alex Saborin, 5th-year libero.
5th-year libero, and libero is a new position. When that first came out, I thought it was a player's name. That's how idiocy I thought. Now, one of the main receptions in volleyball, be it on defense or offense, is the set. Maybe you could walk us through what the basics are of the set in volleyball.
Sounds good. So, Alex, if you just want to go stand over there. Nick, you just want to target for him? Okay, so it does look like a set, but we always call it an overhead pass or an underhead pass. Okay, so if Alex is passing the ball in serve receive, not necessarily setting the ball, so setting, we'd say it's an overhead pass because it's the first contact. All right. If it was a second contact, we would call that a set. So all Alex is going to do is going to get his hands, okay, under the ball, okay, and strong fingers, strong wrists. So it'll just look like this. Okay, one more. Good.
Now, how is the hand formed? Is it a push, a V, a crossover? How do you form your hands on the ball?
Well, you kind of want to make the shape of the ball, but you want to kind of make the shape of the ball. But again, in first contact, you're going to have strong fingers. So you're not going to necessarily let the ball sit or come all the way through your hands. You're going to have it shape of the ball, and you're just going to push hard, okay? in the reception.
Okay, now maybe I'll try a bit. Okay.
Sure.
Now, where does my stance on reception?
Okay.
Where are the
So you want to just go over stand beside Alex?
Okay, we'll go over by Alex. Okay.
So, Curtis, you just want to stand like Alex. You want to stand shoulder width apart,
Feet like a free throw in basketball.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
and you want to make sure that your shoulders are facing your target. So your target is Nick right now. Okay. So and then you just want to make sure you have your hands up.
Now, how high your hands are they? Here, here.
You kind of want to watch the ball come in through your triangle that you form. With
So a triangle you form. Okay, we'll try that. Here, try again.
A little stronger. Push it.
Now, am I allowed to do this? This is what we used to do was is that a carried ball?
No.
If I'm absorbing the ball, okay, one more time. Is that a carried ball?
No, I think that's clean.
What would that be called if I'm doing that?
Just kind of cushioning the ball, kind of absorbing the impact or whatever. So
When would you do that?
if like on a hard-driven ball, it's easier if you just jab at the ball. But if you're trying to make a precision set, you might want to carry it a bit more.
Okay, can we try that too? Not super hard spikes, but spikes for the reception with the hand.
See how I'm not really catching it at all.
No, you have to get very low for that one. Now, when you're doing that, Alex, what are you concentrating? Are you concentrating on the follow through, or what are you concentrating on mainly?
First of all is getting your body behind the ball. You want to kind of have it centered on your kind of in your midline.
Okay.
And the next one is just getting your hands up early. You don't want to be late and having a two-touch or anything, and then just pushing straight through the ball.
Okay, Nick, we can try. Not too hard now, Nick. We'll try that. Okay, if you're down low. That's a bit too touchy, right?
That's not bad. On a hard-driven ball, they're pretty lenient.
Should the ball now be afloat? Like, should it be moving or floating in the air?
On a hard-driven ball, they usually give us some leeway, so you're allowed to have some spin on it because it's a little harder to control how the ball comes out of your hands.
Okay, Nick, could you now hit some balls to Alex mid-range, and you show us where the decision is made, either reception, overhead, or reception with the bump. Show us where you would decide.
Sure. Because I'm pretty short, I get to go pretty low. So.
Okay, now where do you make that decision? That's the key, because you see in volleyball a lot players getting caught.
Yeah.
Where do you make that decision?
I'm pretty bad at getting caught like that, but if you need to get any lower than maybe like a three-quarter squat with your hands, it's probably a little too low. So you try to take a step back and then get your arms behind it, but sometimes I get caught. So.
Okay, we're going to head to the bump next after this commercial break, and one more, Nick, and I'm going to volley it to our Bree on camera. Welcome back to Sports for Dummies with Curtis J. Phillips. I'm here with Keegan Kuhr, head coach of the Huskies, the Keyano Huskies men's volleyball team. We went over the set or the overhead, now we're going to the bump. In another life I played volleyball, and I remember we had the Japanese national coach, they showed a video of him spiking the ball at the girls, and he did hundreds of spikes. I was 13, we watched the video, he asked for a volunteer. I stupidly raised my hand. And this guy would still be spiking at you, and you'd be down there bumping, and even if you're protecting yourself, they'd still be bumping. So the bump, you can come away with bad bruises in practice. What is the proper holding of hands and bumping technique so you don't come away with those bruises at practice?
So similar to if you're passing or if you're getting ready to dig a ball, so you want to make sure that your hands are away from your body, okay? And if I'm to pass the ball, I go hand over hand, thumbs together, and I shrug my shoulders. And again, we talk a lot about our angle and our platform. So we want to make sure, okay, if I'm passing the ball and I'm passing it with my forearms, right, I'm getting that angle, okay, I have that extended.
And where is the ball hitting, Keegan?
So you want it to hit right in between here.
So if you're like that, the ball is hitting there?
Yeah.
And are you pushing your hand up or is your body pushing up?
Nope. You do it so it's one motion. It's not. You don't want to engage just your upper body. You want to use your whole body, okay, to move the ball to wherever you need it to go.
Okay, maybe we see Nick and Alex showing that.
Okay, so if Alex was to receive a ball here, okay, he's just gonna get in his ready position. Okay, hands are gonna be out. Okay, ball's gonna come at him low. Okay, good. Okay, a little movement there. Okay, good angle. Notice how he doesn't use just his upper body. He's using his whole body to bring the ball back to Nick. All right, shrugging those shoulders. Okay, great platform out there.
Now
and also as he's moving, okay, especially on these easy balls that Nick's giving him, right? He's getting the ball in between his body. He's not taking the ball outside of his body. Sometimes when the serve or the dig is a little bit more aggressive, right? He'll have to just take the ball outside of his body. That's where we really want to work on that proper angle.
Okay, we'll show the aggressive now for him to
take the ball outside your body.
More of the hands are in a different position. The arms.
It's just the angle, right? So the ball's outside of his body. He's just setting his angle. Okay, that one sounds pretty fast, so he's able to get a lot of balls in between his platform. But if he's not like that, he's got to take that step. He stops, sets his angle, makes the pass.
Okay, I'll try a couple non-aggressive hits. You can stand here and comment how you think I'm doing. Okay, my hands are
out in front of you, just in case, because the body's gonna be.
But during the reception, am I not like this first, or?
Well, on a serve, you like to start with your hands out here, because then you're ready for if it comes under.
Okay.
It comes over your head,
so body width apart.
Yeah. That's perfect. Yeah, make sure you get your arms.
It's not perfect.
Nice.
Nothing's perfect.
That's pretty good. I say the form looks pretty good. There you go.
So you're down, reception.
Yeah.
Okay, now that wasn't very good. One up here.
It happens every once in a while.
Okay, we'll try some aggressive ones now. Not too aggressive, because I'm down.
Okay, well, that's nice.
Okay, and one more. Now you got to make me move, Nick. I'm just standing here. You got to make me move to the side. Now there, I'm not going to move to the side anymore. So that is very difficult.
Yeah.
Your feet, you're positioning your feet. How do you move laterally?
Well, you don't like to try not to stand too far apart, because then you don't have as much power if you try to go side to side. So you try to go shoulder width, maybe a little bit more apart, whatever's comfortable, but you try to stay within that range, and then you just push off with your outside leg, and you get to where the ball needs your arms.
Okay, that's Alex Saborin. Right back for the most important thing. Not the most important thing, the serve in volleyball on Sports for Dummies. Now we have fifth-year player Alex Saborin is going to demonstrate the serving with commentary by head coach Keegan Kuhr of the Keyano Huskies.
All right, Alex, so stand float, so come on up. So he's gonna hold it with his opposite hand, so he's a right-handed server, so he's gonna hold it in his left hand. Okay, he's gonna have his elbow high, he's gonna have a solid wrist, solid hand. Okay, he's gonna throw it, he's in the contact. I love using clock as a reference, so he's gonna look for that 10 o'clock reference. Okay, that should give it a good float and hit it in between the net and the antenna. So let's do that. So elbow high, step into the serve. Good, just like that. Okay. Good, so now we'll go to a little bit of tougher serve. So we call this a jump float. Okay, so just like he's attacking, he's gonna do his attacking footwork. Okay, he's gonna toss the ball, okay, into his, I like to say, into that 10 o'clock spot. Okay, same thing, okay, elbow high, bring his elbow back, okay, solid hand, solid contact, okay, we'll show that. Good, nice 3-step approach, okay. Okay, last, and the toughest serve is going to be a spin serve. So exactly the same as what we just saw with the floater, as in the 3-step approach. Okay, what the differences is, okay, it's a different toss. The toss is the most important thing. He wants to toss it, okay, to the service line, and he's gonna float into that ball, okay, landing inside the court, okay, and as opposed to a stiff wrist, okay, he's gonna hit it, so he's gonna snap his wrist hard and down to give that ball that spin. So go ahead, Alex.
Wow.
There it is.
Ace service. Well, Keegan, as you said, well, come on over. As you said, jump service is a tough one. Sometimes 50% of the time, 30% of the time, but it's, if the player's a good jump server, it's a point with that. Now, what's the first serve I'm going to be doing?
Okay, so we'll probably just work with you with the stand float. So let's come on up.
Okay.
Okay, you're right-handed dominant. That's your
Yep.
attacking hand. Okay, so you're gonna hold the ball out in your left hand. Okay, you're gonna have your left foot forward. Okay, this one's gonna be back. Okay, like I said, it's just gonna be a little toss. And like I said, I like to use a reference of a clock, right? So 10 o'clock would be here. If I'm hitting 11, it's probably too high and it's out. If I'm hitting 9, it's probably into the net. So you're gonna toss it, elbow high, step in. You're gonna have that strong hand. Okay, solid wrist, step in, hit it. Okay.
And where am I hitting?
Hopefully it goes over the net.
Hitting here or like this?
Okay, we're hitting right in our palm.
Right in our palm,
Okay,
okay.
we're not using our fingers. That's better. Make sure we just step into it though.
Pretty weak, if you ask me. I wouldn't say that's better. Okay, I got to step into it. Well, now what am I doing wrong there? Just not enough strength?
Could be.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Perfect. Good. And that back foot, we want to come forward with it.
Oh, I see. So the right foot forward?
Nope. You're having their, yeah. You're holding left, and you're stepping, that right's coming forward,
Okay.
right?
that seems pretty awkward. Okay, I'll try one more.
You don't want to bring it too, like you don't want to bring it forward. So, like I'm a left-hander, so,
Yeah.
right? So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to move this foot, but I'm not going to move it to this, right? I'm just going to move it to my other foot,
Okay.
right? So
Okay,
it's
we'll
just
try
gonna
that
be
again.
moment.
Pretty pathetic, me, not Keegan.
CJ.
Okay, ball's coming in all directions. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Then we'll try this one.
There you go. And that's
So now, do players ever fake out the players, like pretend they're serving left and going right, like that? No.
the only fake out is whether you pretend to serve maybe to Nick, and you'll serve right in front of Nick, or a short ball.
Now this is how we used to serve. Okay, the back.
The windmill.
That was a windmill.
Yeah.
That's the gone now.
Not much of it.
Okay, and what's the other serve? The one line. I won't do a jump serve because what's the other serve?
Jump float.
Jump float. Well, we won't do that. But very difficult to get used to the serve. Right now, we're going to go to spiking, but I'm not going to be spiking. We're going to have the Alex Saborin spiking, set by Nick Davies, along with two special guests who are doing spiking here on Sports for Dummies. Now, the most exciting thing in basketball, other than a long rally, is the spike. What's the keys to getting the spike?
The keys to getting the spike is similar to the serve. You know, you're looking for timing, you're looking for tempo. You know, you got your two approaches. Obviously, your footwork. You know, it's different left to right-handers. Okay, but the arm swing is pretty much the same. So arms come back, arms come forward. Like, remember, I'm a lefty, so I bring my thumb down and back. Okay, and then I want to come on top of that ball and snap. This arm comes down. Okay, as I pike down. Now, for kids, we usually use a little bit, you know, you usually can say whatever else. So you say usually Superman, you know, Batman, Robin Hood, and then Roger Clemens or something like that.
Oh, I would have
right?
been Aquaman, sinking all my shots. Maybe with Nick Davies setting and Alex Saborin spiking, you can walk us through what's happening on the court. We're doing in slow motion, also some of the fundamentals, okay? Go ahead.
So Nick will toss him a ball, Sab's gonna pass it, and then what you'll see is he'll do his three-step approach to the outside, and then you'll see him do his proper arm movements. Arms back, arms come up, thumb down, snap, okay, and pike. So he's passing, now he's getting there's his three-step approach, okay? So again, passes it, he's got his three-step approach, okay? Up. And if you're a really good attacker, right, Sab's moving the ball around, so he's able to see kind of where he wants to hit the ball right now. So.
Now, how important is the coordination between the setter and the spiker?
Absolutely important, especially at higher levels. We call it a tempo set. Basically, a tempo set has no room for errors. So basically what happens in tempo is you're putting the ball to a certain location, you're forcing your guys to run a very fast approach, and if the ball's not in that location, they're forced to do other things like tip, power tip, roll shot, right? So the attacker, right, their job is to put the ball over the net, but the setter's job is to put it, we like to use the term 90% in the proper spot, right? We can be very efficient if we're putting the ball where it needs to be at 95%. So we work a lot with our setters on location, 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 before practice, after practice, mornings, afternoons.
And there's different numbers with different heights and...
Yeah, there's different numbers. So the net, depending on what scale you're going on, sometimes they go on a 9 scale, we just go on a 7 scale, right? So starting from 1, going all the way down to 7, right? And so we'll use plays like a 33, so that's kind of what Alex was hitting, so that's an inside ball with a 3 height, right? And then you got completely different, so the numbers along the net say where it's gonna be, and then 1, 2, or 3 will say tempo. So 1 is super low, kind of like a middle attack. We use 51, 31, 61. Then you got to your 2s, which is usually like a 62, so a quicker right side ball or a quicker left side ball. And then you got your 3s, so a 33, a 53 is in the middle, all those different types of stuff.
Okay, usually I participate in the sport and try to reenact the fundamentals. Bad knee, 5-knee operation of the right knee. I'm not going to be doing spiking, but I'm going to have Matt, who's behind the camera, and bring in the other camera, doing some spiking, and you're going to kind of comment on their spiking skills right after this commercial break on Sports for Dummies. Well, we're back from a break, and as I mentioned, Keegan, due to many basketball injuries, I can't do the spike. So we have Matt Lorenz, right? Matt Lorenz. I said Florenz earlier. I was thinking Spanish, but Matt Lorenz is one of the producers and staff at Shaw TV in Fort McMurray, and will demonstrate his prowess in volleyball. He told me he was a good player, so we'll check it out. Tell me how's his approach look right now? Just well, he fumbled the ball first off.
It looks good. Oh, it's not bad. It's good.
A bit of a Jerry Lewis approach.
Keeps that elbow high, good wrist snap.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good swing.
Now, how often do people wear baseball hats during volleyball?
Never.
Okay. Now, he's out of breath and he's young. That's what I can't understand. Look, he's out of breath. He's only done 3 spikes. He's 28, I think. And 2 out of 3, that's pretty good.
It's not bad.
He's 25. I think you could play for the Huskies, the junior Huskies, 8 to 10 years of age. And next we have Bree demonstrating her volleyball athleticism. Whoa! Whoa! We gotta react to that!
Wow. That is good.
Okay, let's do it again. What amazing vertical.